Sort of the other way.
What was it about the screen?
The screen to the phone, it didn't show it big. It was just showing part of it. So I
Okay.
turned the phones the other way so I could see it.
Okay, so you can see, because what I did, I didn't get the essay from you. So I just put everything together with what you had done for the introduction.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
All right. And then the detail, the bullet points that you had done earlier, and then the conclusion. So this is the whole essay right here.
Okay.
All right. So I'll send that to you at the end of the session.
Okay.
And then that will close out the library essay.
Okay.
All right. Now, okay, I sent you the corrections on your prompt, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so you made those.
No, I just seen it on the phone. Like I said, this tablet, I don't know what's going on with it. I seen it from the phone. I seen it, but I didn't get to make the corrections.
Okay, well, I had the corrections. You would just type it over with the corrections and then send it back to me.
Okay.
So I had the corrections. So remember that little letter I, you're still writing that small letter I for I as a
small.
Yeah, for I as a word.
Okay.
It's capital I, right?
Because tutoring and okay, that's not it.
Okay.
Okay,
that was okay, so you can take a look at that. Now, I want you to do a prompt today, at least start it. Now, let me do a new share and bring up okay. Now, do you see climate change?
Yes, I see that.
Okay. Have you heard that term before?
No, I don't think so.
It's in the news. It's a lot in the news.
Just like the weather, the climate change of the weather, something like that.
No, the strange things that are happening with the weather today, they're saying it's due to climate change. You know, these like very high temperatures we're having. And Australia even had like over 100 degrees for several days. They call that climate change. All right. Now, this has been going on for a while, but what's happening now is that the increased climate change is caused by us. We are burning what we call fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas. Yeah. And those fossil fuels are causing what they call greenhouse gas emissions, and they trap the sun's heat and raise the temperature. So that's one of the reasons why it's been increasing within the last few years. I mean, but we've always had shifts in temperatures, weather patterns. This has been going on for over 100 years, but it's even worse now because many years ago, we didn't have the cars we have now. And then you think about it, some families have like 3 and 4 cars, right?
Yes, they did.
Mother, father has a car. Kids, once they try driving, they have cars, right? So that's a lot of cars out there on the highways, right? Yeah. And they're burning gas, and most of them are not electric cars. Electric cars haven't gotten as popular as gas cars. A couple of reasons. One, they're expensive, and two is that there are not as many charging stations as they should, because the electric cars, you have to charge your battery, right? Yeah. Okay, so until that happens, I don't know when we'll see significant increase with electric cars. But I want to go, before I give you the prompt, I just want to go through climate change, what it is.
Okay.
Now, can you read what's on the screen, Catherine?
Which part you want me to read? Is this climate change?
What is climate change?
Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. Those shifts may be natural, such as those
Such as
environmental through what is that? Environmental
variations.
variations in the solar cycle.
Mhm.
But since the 1800s, human activities have been the main driver of climate changes, premium due to
Primarily
primarily due to burning fuels,
fossil fossil
fuel,
fuels.
fossil
Fossil
fuels
fuels.
like coal, oil, and gas. Burning fossil fuels generations or
Gener
general
generates
generates greenhouse gas emissions that act like a blanket wrapped around the earth, trapping the sun's heat and rising temperatures.
raising.
Raising temperatures.
Okay, so they're giving you an explanation of how all these fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas, and the coal is used in some manufacturing, and the oil we use that in a lot of the apartment building complexes have oil heat, not gas. So you have a lot of
Yeah.
oil, and then of course the gas that in the cars. All right.
Yes, I
So
think my sister used the oil for her house, the oil,
who
not the
who
gas.
uses oil?
My sister, I
Oh,
think
she
it's
still has oil?
I think she said it. She had to the man had to come and
Deliver
put.
oil, yeah.
I think she
Yeah.
still at one time we had at one house that we had, but
Uh,
the one that I'm at now is regular gas.
yeah,
My
because a
sister,
lot of people converted from the oil to the gas,
my
right?
sister, I think still have it. I think she
Oh,
still
she
uses
still
it.
has the oil. Okay.
So yes, I think she still do.
My building where I live has oil, of course. It's an apartment building. It's a small building, like um 6 floors.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, but we had an oil spillage a few months ago.
Oh,
Like they
really?
overflowed the tank, and the oil just went in the ground outside,
Oh,
and
wow.
oh my goodness, it was such a mess. They had to dig up the lawn, and
Uh-huh.
and and put they had drums that they put all the dirt in, that they dug it because it had the oil in it, and they wanted
Yeah.
to make sure that it was safe for the people in the building. So they put all this the dirt that they dug up. They had several drums, must have been like 50 100 drums outside that had this.
Wow.
And because what happened, they had to test. They had environmental people out. They had to test the contents of the drums to make sure that it didn't have something that was going to contaminate people in the building. So it was a
Yeah.
really big job. They had several people working on it. Um, and it wasn't the building's fault. It was the oil company's fault. So that meant all that expense had to be done had to be assumed by the oil company.
Yep.
And so it took months for them to do that. By the time they got clearance that everything was not contaminated, then they put a new lawn down. Okay, because all of that was at the expense of the oil company. It was a really big mess.
Wow.
I don't know how it happened. I guess anything can malfunction, because it seems that they would have a safeguard against overflowing a tank. You remember, a tank in a building like ours would be a big tank.
Wow.
Yeah, so it took months to clear it up, and they put a new, like I said, a new lawn in, But it's still some concern that if they didn't get it all out, I mean, it may not affect us now. It could affect us later.
God don't
That's
know.
what I'm thinking about. But anyway,
I would
they
not.
they they claim that the environmental people checked it and everything's fine.
They
But
can say that, but y'all will feel it
yeah,
later.
but who knows? It may affect us later. We may
I
have
hope not.
conditions, right? Now let's continue. But I wanted to give you some background on climate change.
Okay.
Okay. Now read on the right side.
10 climate changes impacts that will affect us all.
Now just
One,
okay, so it's 10. I just want you to we go through those.
okay, more flood and wildfires.
You
More,
read that in the news, right? The floods
yeah,
and the
yes,
wildfires, and in
yes,
places they normally don't have wildfires,
yep,
right?
that's
And
true.
okay, and what's next?
More expense home insurance.
More expensive home insurance. And why do you
Yeah,
think the home insurance is going up?
because why do I think it's going up? Because the way things are going, like if something should happen to your home, you
Oh, you've
need
got more disasters. I mean, the more floods, more
the
damage to your
more
home, the more expensive
more
your insurance.
expensive year.
You
If
know, it's like
something happens,
when you have a car accident, most time your insurance goes up, right?
that's because of the accident, and they have to
Yes,
put in
right.
insurance. Yes.
So if you have if a flood in your
Uh,
area floods your
just like my
home,
yes,
insurance is
it's
going
like
to be
my
more
basement.
expensive. Uh-huh.
Yeah, just like my basement. The water, the drain down near the basement. I didn't know it was clogged up. It was clogged up going down there, and the rug is soaked halfway to the steps. I says, "Oh my God!"
Hmm.
And my friend, he helped because he used to do that kind like for plumbing and all that stuff. He had
Okay.
to dig the weeds out because I got a tree in front of my house. That's the problem. The tree in front of my house.
What the roots?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And boy, I'm telling you, he didn't charge me much because he knowed me. I said, thank God for
Oh
that.
my goodness, because that could
And
be a big expense.
yes, and I'm telling you, it just the little drain down there has stopped up. You can see where the weeds and stuff. People had took up the little drain thing. You see cigarette butts in there.
Ooh,
Yeah, because people
yeah.
used to go down in my basement to sit down there and be caught up. And he says, if you don't stop doing it, we're gonna call the cops because I can't deal with this. Yeah,
How did they get in?
at the downstairs on the outside when you go down towards the basement, the
Yeah, but
drain
how did
right
they get in? It wasn't locked. How did they get in
so
the
I can't,
basement?
the door was locked. There's a little drain outside that when it rains, the water go down. It's
Oh,
supposed to go
okay.
down the drain. They
Okay.
go and sit down there up under the porch because I got a porch, right? And the
Hmm.
basement has that upper thing where you can go down to the outside to the basement and step the house. You'll
Okay.
go in like that. Cigarette butts. I
Oh,
couldn't believe
okay.
he said somebody was having a ball, huh? I said, yep, I guess so.
Oh, it got clogged up. Yeah, that'll
Yes,
happen.
especially with that. And like I said, with the roots from the tree, they said that got a lot. He said that had a lot to do with it. I want to
Yeah.
get rid of the tree. I really want to get rid of that tree in front of my house. They said you're gonna have to pay a pretty penny to get that tree cut down.
Yeah. Now the thing is, if that tree, well, it's on your property, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now, if the tree was like on the curb, it's the city's responsibility. But I know when I had a house, I had a tree.
It was right in front of my door. It's like on the curb. It's on the curb, like towards the street. It's right there.
It's on your property though, because
Yes.
my tree was on the city's property, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
in that tree, it took me a while for them to cut it down, and even longer once they cut it down to get the stump out, because the tree, I sent them letter, I sent them registers, whatever. The tree
Oh,
was actually diseased. It didn't even bear leaves. So I knew that the tree needed to be cut down. It wasn't when the tree doesn't have leaves year after year, something's wrong with it.
Mines have leaves, and
Yeah,
believe me,
yeah,
sleeping
but I
in,
mean, mine
yeah.
was needed to be cut down because it was really dead, and it could fall down. A storm could come along and it could fall on the house or whatever. But then they finally cut
Yeah,
it down, and it was the city's expense because it was on the curb, you know, right at the street,
that's how mines
past
is.
my
Right.
past my sidewalk.
Oh, it wasn't past mines. It's right there in front of on my side. But
Oh,
they come and they cut some of the branches. We had called 311. Right,
mhm.
they cut the branches like in the street. They didn't cut it on the inside. I said, now that is
Oh.
so stupid. It could fall on my house, it could fall on on the neighbor's property. And I said,
Well,
this
they
is
cut
unfair.
they cut the branches that the city was responsible for.
Okay, but they didn't finish the job. They didn't finish the job. They just cut like going out to the street. They didn't cut inside branches where it would fall right there on my property, and it's still there. I said, I gotta call them again. But you know
Well,
how long
but Catherine, isn't that your responsibility if the branches are on your property?
I don't know. I guess it is, but I'm saying it could fall on somebody else's too, like it's widening out. And I says I gotta get them. If I get my husband to cut it down, cut the branches down, I probably get him to cut the branches down because I don't want that to fall on nobody or anything. Because when it get windy, you see little branches coming down from the tree.
Yeah, well, you should get it cut because you don't want anybody to get hurt.
I don't want nobody to get hurt, and I don't want nobody to sue me.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the
they
whole
would definitely sue you. That's why you have homeowners insurance. But
thing.
anyway, you don't want that to happen, so you probably
Thank
should get
you.
them cut down.
I'm gonna get it cut down one way or the other because I'm tired. I just been lucky so far. That's just luck.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Now, what's number four?
excuse me. I'm sorry.
Number
Higher
four.
electric bills and more blackouts.
Yeah, because look at the last few weeks
Conservative
with the
stuff.
temperature. You had to keep your air conditioner going, right? I know I had to
I'll
keep
tell
mine
you
going.
about it. I know I had to because I know my asthma was acting up pretty bad.
Oh
And I
yeah,
said,
because you was affected by the air quality. The air
yeah,
quality was bad a few days. And
yes.
it
And the
said
thing is,
asthma and respiratory ailments. Those people, they're saying you shouldn't even go outside, but you had to go to work, right?
yeah, sure to see me drinking a lot of water.
Oh yeah, you got to keep
Bottle,
yourself hydrated. That's for sure.
and believe me, and then when I get in, I got to use the nebulizer machine just to get my breathing back
Yep.
together. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh
My
yeah.
allergy acting right up with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And when I got to work, I did not go back out. I told them, sorry, I can't go out in that heat like that.
Oh no,
Some
no. That
people get
was
mad, but I don't care. I'm not going out there in that heat.
okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You gotta think of your own health. Yeah.
That's right. If you wanted something, you could say, can you bring me this in tomorrow morning when you come? Fine, I'll bring it when I come, but I'm
Mhm.
not making no trip out there when it's like 90 something degree,
Oh
94
yeah. Yeah, you're
and all
right.
that. I
You're right.
wasn't going to do it.
And number five is rising taxes because taxes go up as other things
Yes,
go up.
yes, food, bread, all that stuff.
And,
Everything.
and number
Up.
six, you just said about your asthma, more
Yes,
allergies and other health risks. You fall in
yes,
that category.
yes.
And number seven, read number seven, Catherine.
Food will be more expensive and variety, many suffer. Suffer, may
Not
suffer. I'm
many,
sorry.
may
No, I'm
suffer.
sorry. It's not an enemy. May suffer.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. Why would food be more expensive with climate change?
because the way it's like the fruits and vegetables and stuff, and people got they're coming from farms or whatever, and sometimes the fruit get all messed up and whatever. I don't know. That's
No, but if the weather is too hot, some
it might
plants are
get.
gonna die.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a less food to
Fruit,
get to the market, right?
yes,
Okay.
that's true.
And certain foods grow at certain temperatures. So that's why I say variety. You may not get
Yeah,
some of the things you normally get because
like
they did not
tomatoes
grow.
or
Yeah.
something.
Yep. Yep. Water quality could suffer.
outdoors exercising. What is that? Me, top me,
Recreational sports
will
become more
become more
difficult.
difficult.
But back up here to number 3, outdoor work could become unbearable. What about
Just like
those people that
construction.
do the lawns?
Construction.
Yeah,
Yep.
constructions, and the people who do
They could
lawn
pass
work.
out.
What
Oh,
would,
that'd be something else. They wouldn't be able to work.
well, they work because if they don't work, they don't get paid. You know, those kind of
They gotta
jobs.
stay
But they're
behind it.
telling you take frequent breaks, drink a lot of water, go someplace where it's cool to cool off. But
And
that,
sometimes there's no places to cool off if you're doing construction. You don't have places to really cool off. I don't think so, unless they have somewhere they could go inside. I don't know.
well, the ones who drive their car, they probably go in the car and turn the air conditioner. But there again, you're burning up your gas. The more air conditioner you use, the more
right.
gas you use.
The gas is expensive. 4 or 5
Oh
cents.
yes, yes, $5 and something.
I wouldn't drive. I'm sorry. That's it. I don't drive anywhere. I could, but I won't. I wouldn't drive. I'm sorry.
And disruptions in travel. We're seeing that a lot with the airlines.
Yes.
Okay, now go to 7 ways you can reduce climate change, Catherine. Read the 7 ways.
Say no plastic.
Say no to plastic.
Oh,
Now what have they done in New York and New Jersey for that? I think New Jersey.
I think they stopped giving plastic bags.
Yeah, they tell you, yeah, they stopped giving plastic bags. And most of the stores you go in there now, you got to bring your own bag. I know I went in a 99-cent store. I buy one of their bags. I always have a bag inside of my bag that I carry. I always carry extra bags.
You know what? Sometimes I said I'm gonna get one thing and I wind up getting more, and I don't have a bag. I'm saying you're gonna see my closet full of bags here. I'll be cracking up.
Well, I have bags because I order, because I don't go out and shop, because
that's good.
Yeah, I order and they bring them in bags. So I have a lot of bags.
I can sell my bags. I got a whole closet to itself.
Okay, please. Now what about number 2? What does number 2 say?
Washable,
renewables
to the rescue.
Okay, and I gave some examples like putting your lights on timers, turning the heat on the air conditioner down by just 1 or 2 degrees, and solar panels. They may be expensive, but they claim they, over a period of time, they pay for themselves because you can make your own power with the solar panels on your roof.
Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Oh, yes. Solar panels. They were kind of big a few years ago, but because I think the government gives you a tax break on those. In fact, I know they do. So you get a income tax break on having the solar panels. Yeah, so it's an expense, but once you get them up there, it'll save you on power because you're going to use the power of the sun to do things that normally you'd be paying, Con Ed or some electric company.
Okay.
Number 3, Catherine. What number 3 says?
Whenever possible, use public transportation. Transport.
Yeah. Now that's good, but there's a lot of those towns don't have public transportation.
Florida, please. You got to be at a certain time.
Yeah, they have like little makeshift schedules, and we're so fortunate in New York that we have 24-hour subway, and some buses are even almost 24 hours. So we're kind of lucky, but we're kind of like the exception, because a lot of places don't have the transportation like we have, the public transportation, and that means they've got to drive everywhere they go.
And if they don't have a car, you're in trouble. My friend moved down to Florida. She having a time. Certain jobs she got to take Uber or Lyft. Her husband sometimes will take and he don't.
Oh my goodness!
On Sunday, on Sunday for her to get to work, she got to either take a cab or beg somebody to take her. Because
did she know that before she moved, or she had to move?
She didn't know nothing about it. Her mother moved down there. She was still up in New York. She went up there to visit her mother in Florida and wound up staying. Her mother told her, leave your husband, just come here and stay, cash in the tickets and stay. That's what she did. She didn't know nothing about it because she used to New York. Because her mother used
Oh,
to, so she did that. And so much is crazy for her right now. I'll be saying, Mom, I'm glad I'm not you. But
Catherine,
I
you did not say I be.
said, I'm sorry. I'm glad I'm not in her shoes.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I didn't even know I had said that. I didn't
I
even know.
know we went through the be using
Ah,
be. I
so
am, I will. And
I am glad
all
I'm
right,
not there.
all right. Number 4.
Okay, switch to electric cars.
Yeah, that what we were saying before, but see, everybody can't make the switch because of the expense.
No.
And also
Okay.
not be you may not be in a place where you there's a lot of charging stations. So you got to think of that. Okay. And number 5,
Okay, reduce food waste.
we throw so much food out.
Yep. Well, you think you want to have it for the next day? Yeah.
I know I
Sometimes.
sometimes make food and I said, well, I'll make enough, so I'll have some, and then the
The next
kids
day.
across the way will have some. Then they make something else and they don't want it, and I end up having this because I'll eat leftovers for a long time, but after a while you say, "Oh, enough already." I
Two
mean,
days
I
is my
made
limit.
a black eyed peas salad the other week. I've eaten it 3 times, and I said, "No, no, it's going in the garbage." After that, I'm like,
I don't blame you. My limit is 2, sometimes 3. After
Mhm.
that, it's gone.
Yeah. Number
But leftovers
6.
taste good.
Go ahead.
Um,
Yeah. Well, some people don't want leftovers at all.
yes, I know. But I'm the
You
one I would eat leftovers right quick because it tastes
oh,
better the
I
next day.
don't mind leftovers. You're right, because the salad, the dressing I made just kind of marinated in there, and it even tastes better the second day. But
I'm
I've eaten
telling
it
you,
3 times, and I said enough already, no more.
I'm telling you.
Okay, number 6, Catherine.
Okay, stop chopping down the forest.
Yeah, you need
Hey,
the
stop,
forest to help the
stop chopping
animals.
down the forest. Yes.
Okay, and number 7,
Turn that damaged thing off.
turn that one.
Damage? No, wait a minute. Turn that dangerous thing off. Is that
No,
damage? Is that damage?
DAMN.
What?
What is DAM?
Dim?
No, DAM.
Damn thing off?
Damn. Yeah, you put the N, it's the same sign.
I did that.
Yeah.
You know what? I guess I
I
didn't want
got
to say
this
it.
from someone talking about climate change, and that's what they
You know
said.
what?
Turn
I
that.
didn't. I didn't want. I guess I didn't want to say it.
Well, that's what they had in the
Turn
write
that-
up, and because they wanted
Oh
to,
wow!
they put that for emphasis. You
Damn
see
it!
the
This
exclamation
password.
point, right?
Yes, I
Turn
see that.
that blank
Oh my
thing
god!
off,
You know what? I
and
guess I didn't want to say it.
yeah, and then I gave a little explanation, like,
Okay, so turn off those electric appliances unless absolutely necessary, like refrigerators,
mhm,
etc. That's right.
right, uh-huh,
Not only will this help save on your electric bill, with utility,
which
you
ultimately,
automatically everywhere,
no, ultimately, ultimately,
automatically,
no, ultimately, ultimately,
ultimately, everybody wants, but will also help you do your part to stop wasting precious energy.
okay. Now, do you have an appliance in your house that
What?
you don't
Oh,
use often, but you have it on?
okay, let me see. What do I? I'm trying to think.
Anything you have?
I'm trying to really think. Do I have something on that I don't necessarily use? Mm, I don't think so. In my house, I don't think so. I turn everything off and unplug.
Yeah, because they claim that even when you have it plugged in
Oh, wait a minute.
and
Let me
not
not say that.
on, that
So
it can
unplug that.
still be using power.
Okay, yes. You know
We
what
have
it
a
is?
lot of things plugged in we don't really
Yes.
use, right?
Okay, yes. Right now, like I'm not home. I got
Uh-huh.
my air conditioner still plugged in the wall.
Right.
And what else I still got plugged in the wall?
Well, some people
Uh,
put their air conditioners on timers, so when they come in, it's cool. They have it to come on like an hour maybe
no,
before they come home.
no, I don't do that. And I
Yeah.
have a fan that's plugged up. It shouldn't be plugged up.
Hmm. Yeah. Because if you think about it, you probably have several things plugged in you don't really
I'm
need.
thinking of just now what you're saying, and these little speakers that I should have been taking out to my the big computer that I don't have with the phone anymore. I think
Mhm.
that's still plugged in, but the
Okay.
computer been plugged out because I don't use it anymore. Because I said I'm not buying no landline because when I had it, I used to always reach for my cell phone.
Okay.
The only time I would pick up that landline is if like my mother, she used to call me and
Uh-huh.
I'll pick it up. Otherwise, I wouldn't pick up that phone.
Okay, so you don't have a landline now.
Nope, I haven't had a landline since 2000, 2001, I think.
Okay. A lot of people have gotten rid of their landline.
I,
Everything's pretty much cell phone. Because they
yeah,
said they call their business on their cell phone, so they don't need the landline. I have both.
now you know why?
And I
Because they
use
said that's
both.
money. I
What?
don't see. I didn't use mine. I didn't use mine. That's the whole thing. That's why I let mine go.
Well, I use mine. I use my landline. And actually, it's an advantage to have a landline. And what I tell you why, Catherine.
Hmm.
When when you want to give your number to somebody they want their number, and I don't, you don't always want people with your cell number sending you a text
That's
and
true.
trying to get you to buy something to advertise. I give them my landline. And I get a lot of calls, people trying to get you to buy something, but I'd rather have that than blowing up my cell phone.
I don't give my second cell phone number.
Okay.
I should have gave him the backup phone number instead of this one. Because this is the
Okay.
main phone that I use. The other
Uh-huh.
one I probably use like if my phone I don't have my charger and I forget it, I
Hmm.
go to that one. And that's
Okay.
it.
So
Just so
you
the
have
cell
two cell phone numbers.
my husband made sure that because you never in school the cell phone was messing up. So he
Okay.
went and got this one. The second one that I have, it says now you have two, no excuses. Something should happen. You always
Hmm.
have a backup.
Okay.
So, but I don't use that one. Like I said, only just when I have to. Otherwise, I don't even use that one.
But there's another advantage of having a landline.
Mm-hmm.
A few years ago, we had a blackout. Con Ed
Uh-huh.
power went out, and I think I was at work,
Uh-huh.
but my kids called me, but I think they did it from my landline because the cell phones were working, but
Uh-huh.
the landlines were working. And yeah,
Yeah.
the landlines were working, and I had my landline, and they called on the landline.
What did
But
this
I
cat
was in a
do?
building that had backup generators, so even though Con Ed was down, we had backup generators, and they kicked right in. It wasn't even a minute. You just a
Yeah.
blink, and now you're back in business. So, and I just stayed on the job until the power came, and then I
No
got a
goodness.
then I got a car service home because we could get car service from the
Yes.
job home. Mhm. Now,
No.
something happened recently, Catherine. I don't know if you saw it in the news, but it just happened. It was in the paper actually today. So I want you to read this. And it's good news. It got to be passed by Congress, but at
Oh,
least they're doing something. Read
okay.
this. Okay.
Senate, Senate, oh God. I know that word. Senator,
No, Senate. Senate.
Senate, Senator Major,
No, Senate.
Senate
Yeah.
Major Leader,
Majority.
Majority Leader Chuck Cernan
Schumer.
Schumer.
That's
Oh,
our
that's
senator, Catherine.
yeah.
You know
You
you're a
know what?
senator,
I
right?
don't know how to
We have two
pronounce. Yeah,
senators.
yeah. See, I didn't know how to pronounce it. When I heard
Schumer,
the name,
Schumer,
Schumer, DNY,
Charles
and
Schumer,
Senator,
they call him Chuck.
yeah, they had. Yes, I remember him. But just that I didn't know how to pronounce the
Yeah,
name.
yeah. Okay.
Senator Joe Manchin.
No, what comes after Chuck Schumer's name?
Chuck Schumer.
What comes after his name? Right here. What's coming? What comes after his name? Right here.
DNY,
That means Democrat of New
New
York.
York.
That's telling you
Okay.
he's a Democrat and he's a senator from New York.
Okay.
Each state has two senators, and
Oh,
Chuck
that's
Schumer
right.
is one of them.
Okay, and the other son is Joe Manchin.
Senator Joe Manchin.
That's what I
He's
said.
also a Democrat. Where is he from?
Washington? Is that
No,
Washington?
WV. What state is WV?
Is Virginia?
West
W.
Virginia.
Oh, what? See, I'm getting
West
broke.
Virginia.
Oh, West Virginia on
Because there's a
Wednesday.
Virginia and there's a West Virginia. Both are states.
Oh, okay, West
Right?
Virginia.
Mhm.
Okay. On Wednesday, unveiled a long accepted
Anticipated.
oh, what is wrong with me? Anticipating recollection,
Reconciliation.
reconciliation package that would invest hundreds of billions of dollars to combat climate changes and advance
Mhm.
clean energy program.
And they've been trying to do this for years. Okay.
It's
So
finally
now we
trying to
need
do
to
it.
get it passed in the House and the Senate. So at least they have agreed on it, and getting people to agree. And see, both of these are Democrats, but getting them to
Yeah.
agree. And this Senator Joe Manchin has been like a holdout on these things, but now
Like
he's
he don't want to
agreeing.
do nothing. Oh, he
Yeah,
finally.
well, he's now agreeing that we need to do something about climate change. So when I
That's
saw
good.
this, I said, "Oh boy, that's good."
It's about time.
Now, Catherine, I want you to let me go to. Okay. Writing prompt. Okay, let me do a new share and writing prompt. Let's see. New share. Writing prompt. Why isn't it coming up? Okay.
Is it the one that says college prep reading and writing?
Let's see.
That's the one.
Let's see. It's not coming up on my end. Let's see.
Is it says
It's
college prep reading and writing, July 28th, 2022?
let me think you're seeing it and I'm not seeing it.
But I'm saying is that's what it says. College prep reading and writing, July 28th, 2022. That's the one. Assignment reading the article, answer the questions that follow.
Yeah, that's it. But okay. Can you see? Oh, read this article, answer the questions that follow it.
Yes, I see that.
Okay, you see that? Okay. Now let me just go through this article and then, okay, there's some questions. I won't read the whole thing, but anyway, there's some questions here at the end. And these are the ones I want you to write a paragraph about. Okay, but let me just go read some. How often do you think about climate change and its impact on the planet? Does the crisis fill you with the feeling that we may not exist in the future? Or do you have faith that humanity will be able to adapt? Kara Buckley writes about a swell of young people who are focusing on fighting climate doomism, the notion that it's too late to turn things around. They
No,
believe
it's
that
not.
focusing solely on terrible climate news can sow dread and paralysis, foster inaction, and become a self-fulfilling prophecy. With the war in Ukraine prompting a push for ramped up production of fossil fuels, they say it's ever more pressing to concentrate on all the good climate work, especially locally, that is being done. People are almost tired of hearing how bad it is. The narratives need to move on to solutions. Okay. If awareness about the climate crisis has never been greater, so too has been a mounting sense of dread about its unfolding effect, particularly among the young. And they did a survey, and 2/3 of Americans thought the government was doing too little to fight climate change. That's why I was glad to see what has happened with
Yes.
the Senate. All right.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a growing consensus that depression and eco-anxiety are perfectly natural responses to the steady barrage of scary environmental news. Stalled climate legislation in Congress, along with the Russian invasion of Ukraine and its implications for the environmental crisis, has done little to help. Now, this stalled climate legislation in Congress, now that's changed because we
Yeah.
made progress with what Schumer and Manchin did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Christy Drutman began airing her frustration on social media under the handle at Brown Girl Green, and soon concluded that many communities of color already affected by climate change and environmental devastation lack the time or privilege to get lost on climate doom, she said. They have to focus on solutions, she added, because their survival is literally on the line. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's a good one I wanted. Mr. Aiken monitors his intake of climate news. He came up with a metric, focused 20% on problems and 80% on solutions. He has come to understand that there's a lifetime of work ahead and concentrate on grassroots movements and affecting local change. So now here's some questions. Think about them and what we've just said. How concerned are you? Well, actually, I want you to just get started for your continue for the first summer work would be to finish this. How concerned are you about the future of the planet?
Very. Wonder what's gonna happen.
Okay, the
What's
article
gonna
states that people like Ms. Wood believe that staying stuck in climate doom only helps preserve a status quo reliant on
Where you reading
uh,
that at? I don't see that.
right here, consumerism,
Okay, it wasn't
okay,
over there.
and fossil fuels. Do you agree? Should we be more optimistic about efforts to combat climate change? Why or why not? Have you taken any actions, big or small? And you can say what you've done in your household or whatever.
Okay.
And have you witnessed an example of what individuals are doing? So, Catherine, all I want you to do right now is answer the first question. How concerned are you about the future of the planet as related to climate change? So you can start writing. Think about it and start writing. You should have at least a couple of sentences. All right?
I do. Okay, I gotta think. I don't know.
Think about it. You know what I gave you some background information on climate change. How concerned are you about the future of the planet?
Very concerned about what's gonna happen.
Okay, so what you're saying, you just start writing it. Just write what you're saying. Say it, then write it. You know what's pushing the climate change big thing is the fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas, And I gave you some things that we can do. So just write in a couple of sentences, how concerned are you about the future of the planet as related to climate change?
I'm very concerned about what's going to happen in the future about the climate. About the climate.
Okay, why?
It's very important. It's very important. It's important. I gotta really read that over. There's a lot of things could happen if things about things. I don't know what to let me see.
It's okay to think out loud. As you think out loud, you think of something you want to write down.
That's what I'm thinking.
Mhm.
Okay.
Are you so concerned that you will take an active role in doing something, Catherine?
Maybe. It depends on what it is and if I have the time to do it. It depends. Just like if it's, I don't know. I might. I'm not sure. It depends on what it is and whatever. If I could do it on my time, that I have off to do it, maybe I would
No, but there's things you can do
run
in
the
your
computer
own
and something.
house. No, in your own
Oh,
household. We were talking about
how about
having
making
things
sure
plugged in that's not really
unplug?
being used. I mean,
Yes,
that,
unplugging,
yes, yes,
unplug,
that we can do, right?
yeah, unplugging things that we don't need to be plugged up.
Yes, of course, you certainly can do that. You don't need to think about, do I have time to do that? That's something you can
I
just
thought like
do.
helping, thinking of something else. That's why. Okay.
Well, you can actually do something else. You can help make more people aware of climate change and how it affects us. Just even if you just told one other person, right?
Yes.
If even if you just educate one other person on climate change and what's really basically, the chief things that are causing it. Because I know some people in places where they don't have public transportation, they
Oh,
don't
please.
always plan their trips so they can combine trips, and they just drive everywhere 2 or 3 times a day, jumping in the car.
Even to the store right down the block.
Yeah, I know
Even-
I was talking with my daughter the other day, and she went to Ohio and stayed with her sister for a bit. And she said they go everywhere. They jump on in the car to go get bread and milk.
Oh, please.
And I said,
That's
they don't
gas and
order food. She
everything.
said, oh no, they don't order. And see, we
Yeah.
order food. She orders from Amazon. I order from Stop and Shop. And I plan that's another thing you can do, Catherine. You can
What?
plan your grocery orders around the menu that you're making. You know, the food you're making for the week or 2 weeks, whatever. I
Oh,
usually order
yeah.
once a month, but I order based on what I'm cooking. So you don't end up with a lot of waste, you know.
You know
If I'm
what? You're
making
right.
chicken and this, whatever, I order what I need for my chicken. And except, you know, if it's something kind of extra, like we had one of my organizations had a family day on Saturday, and
Uh-huh.
I promised to make food. So, well, some of the food we all made food. The fellas did the grilling, and we sisters bought the sides. So I made black eyed pea salad,
Oh, wow.
pasta salad, coleslaw, and banana bread.
You didn't make the salad that you made for the school the last day that we
Yeah, I
had
made
there?
the pasta salad, but I made it a little
Okay, I forgot.
differently. Yeah, I made pasta salad. I used a bow
Okay,
tie and I put mixed red, orange,
that's what
and
you did today.
yeah, the red, orange, and yellow peppers. Yeah, I made that.
Oh, that's
And
good because I
oh
remember
yeah. And
that.
then the black eyed pea salad, I had black eyed peas, tomatoes, corn, cucumbers, and
Oh, yeah, yeah.
scallions.
Oh, my
Okay.
goodness. I got to come to your house right now. I got to come to your house. I got to come to your house right now.
Yes, yes. And then the
Wow.
coleslaw, I had the regular bag coleslaw, but I mixed it with broccoli and shredded carrots. But
Oh, wow.
these were made without mayo now,
Yes,
because
okay,
by
because
the
I don't
temperature being so hot, it was like 100 degrees. So
you know
I
what,
made my
man.
own dressing with vinegars and spices and
As you did before with the salads you made for the school
yeah,
that
yeah,
day.
I did, but I didn't make the dressing. I used the Italian dressing. But Italian dressing has a lot of sodium in it. So I said, let
Yeah,
me be healthy and make my own dressing. So I bought
oh,
the
goodness.
red wine vinegar, and I had also I had the apple cider vinegar. I had all
Wow.
my spices. I even had the Dijon mustard. I made it all, put it in a jar,
Oh,
shook it up, and that's what I put on the
oh, my
salad.
goodness.
Yeah, yeah. So it
My
turned
husband,
out really good.
he be says, so you better get a recipe from her.
And the fellas, oh boy, they even had grilled fish, Catherine. It was
Get out of
so
here.
good. Yes, I had a grilled snapper, and it was so delicious. They had they grilled it with veggies, because they had
Get out
burgers
of
and
here.
Franks, but burgers and Franks have a lot of sodium.
Hey,
So
come on. We don't want all that. We want the grilled fish and
yeah,
all that.
I asked the guy for grilled fish. He said, "Coming up, mommy, coming up." He brought it over to me, and I said, "Oh, thank you so much." He was a
Oh,
real
wow.
chef, and they had a
Oh,
lot of chicken, and you
all
know,
right. We have chicken all the time. We don't have that grilled
yeah.
fish
But
like
I don't
that.
have the grilled fish. I mean, I have chicken all the time, right?
Oh, please. Grilled chicken,
Mhm.
fried chicken, boiled chicken. Hey, I'm
Yeah,
tired of
but that fish was so good. I
I
had that
like the
with my
tilapia.
coleslaw, and it was delicious.
Oh,
Yeah,
let me
it
tell
was.
my hey, Bobby.
You're getting
You gotta
hungry,
stop.
Catherine? You're getting hungry?
Ah, you gotta stop doing that to me.
But you know what I made yesterday, though? Make you
Mhm.
even hungrier. I
Oh
made
Lord.
I made fried flounder. I don't usually fry things, very
Get out of
rarely, but
here.
I made fried flounder, hush puppies, and coleslaw.
Oh my. Okay, Barbara, I'm coming over to your house right now. I gotta tell my husband, come on, we're going to Barbara's house to eat. I said, she's making all this food, making me hungry. Hey,
Yeah, but you know, it's good to have your own home cooked food.
that's right. Because
That
instead of going
ordering
out,
food is just out for me. I just like having my own home
you
cooked
know
food. I
what?
can control what goes in it,
That's
you
it.
know?
You don't know what these people are put in it. Yes, because spending that money, I'm telling you, since I work all the time and then I go to therapy, then I
Mhm.
go, oh my God, I go to therapy twice a week. And
Okay.
then and then work, with you on the Thursday. Just like now, sometimes I get out of work late. Man,
Yes.
by the time I get home, I don't feel like doing nothing. Just get me a small beef lo mein or something.
Mhm.
I'm tired of everything. I tell myself I'm tired of everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Even
But
this
see,
country store that we was going to, the
uh-huh.
jalapeno and mixed vegetables and stuff, the
Mhm.
country from the sweet potatoes and all that.
Mhm.
It used to taste good. Went there the other day. I said, something is not right. It tastes horrible. Even the rice tasted spoiled. I said, no, I'm
Mhm.
not going back there no more. It's veggie rice.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
spoiled.
yeah. Yeah.
And the fish was not that great like it normally be. I said, that's
Yeah.
telling me something right there. My own
Yeah.
fish. Gotta
But
do
it's
it.
so easy to make a salad. Like I made a spinach salad the other day and I put strawberries, no,
Oh,
blueberries
really?
I put in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
blueberries. And then I sprinkled a little cheese over it, made my own dressing. It was delicious. See, I love veggies. I could just make a meal off veggies.
Wow, I do too. But you know what? I like the steamed veggies. Like they do at the Chinese. They make this at my corner good. Sometimes I just order the steamed chicken to
Right.
make vegetables steamed, no rice,
Hmm.
and I get that sometimes. But I tell myself, I said, we spending too much money with these little
No, you can, and
Chinese
you
and
can make
all
it
that.
yourself, and it's
Yeah,
so inexpensive to make
believe
yourself.
me, I'm gonna start
Yeah.
doing it because that money each week and you spending like that for the food and then it don't taste good. You're throwing in the
Yeah,
garbage.
that's true. And you can, and really it doesn't take you long to make a little
No,
salad.
no,
And
it don't.
and
Oh,
then to
cucumber,
make it a
tomato.
meal, Catherine, then you can throw some grilled chicken in there. You got a whole
That's it.
meal, right?
Or the chicken, like in the tuna fish can. I used to use that the chicken salad there, the chicken,
Yes, right.
and put it in there and
Yeah, the
put the little.
tuna, because I like
Yeah,
tuna. Yeah, you can put the tuna
I
with
can
the
do that.
Spanish, and you've got yourself a whole meal. But see, that way, when you if you think you know you're gonna eat this kind of thing, right? So when you
Yeah,
get your food, you put that on your grocery list. So you buying things that you know you're gonna be used to make your
that's
meals.
right. Because I'm tired of this expensive
Less
$40.
waste, less waste. The food is more tasty, and you're not spending that money buying food out. That may not,
That's
and you
right.
end up throwing it away. That's such a
You got that
waste.
right.
Hmm.
It is, and I'm saying it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah. Hmm. Did your husband cook?
He cooks, but there's that, like I said, the time we get in on the weekend, he'll
Yeah.
cook. Sometimes he
Hmm.
cooks stewed chicken with mixed vegetables and rice, white rice. It depends on what he feel like doing. He cooks.
But
He
you
the
know
cook.
what you can do? You can use some of your time, and it wouldn't take a lot on the weekend to make a few meals for your dinner for the next week. And
That's what I'm gonna have
you
to
can put
do.
them in containers. I have these little containers I ordered from Walmart. They like
Uh,
section 3 parts, and you can just
oh,
make your food and put your food in there, and then if you want to freeze it, you can freeze it, or you can just put it in your fridge, and then you have meals, and you can just heat them up,
yes, that sounds good because I
right?
need to do something. Yes, I need to do something because too much
Yeah,
money to spend. I
yeah.
said I'm not rich. The money I'm making, and I
Yeah, well,
spend it like
try that, Catherine. Maybe
that.
make 2 or 3 meals on the weekend if you're gonna eat during the week, and
Yeah,
then you don't have to worry about coming home. What I'm gonna eat? I gotta stop and buy something. No, you say I just take one of my meals out and heat it
just
up, and here, make one for yourself, one for your husband, and you'll heat them and eat them, and
that's
that's
it.
yeah.
It's crazy. I got to do something because I'm tired of buying
Hmm.
buying the food
Hmm.
like that.
Yep.
Too
Yeah,
much
but
money.
yeah, we spend a lot of money buying food out, but I rarely order food. So, because I'd rather spend my $100 on my groceries and have food
Huh?
that's gonna last me for the week or whatever, rather than
And
ordering food. And people, that's how the food people stay in business. People order breakfast from McDonald's.
yep, yep,
They do it. They
yep,
deliver it.
yep, yep. Sometimes I take me a little thing of cereal and I have my own milk, pour the milk in one of the
Mm, yeah.
bottle, and I take that for my breakfast and then for lunch.
Hmm.
Sometimes I have a raisin bagel. If not that,
Hmm.
like I said, the little grilled chicken and put it in a little container, and I eat it with crackers or bread, whatever,
Hmm. Hmm.
and my water, and my bottled water.
Yeah, yeah,
That's it. And my
yeah,
coffee, when I'm making it, I put it in the thermos. That's how I do it.
yeah. Well, that's the best way because I mean, even a cup of coffee is gonna cost you two or
You
three
know what?
dollars,
That's
right?
why I got the Dunkin' Donut and I get free coffee each time. Not all the time, but when you buy so much, so many times you get free coffee. Sometimes I have 3 or 4 coffees.
Oh,
That's
okay.
small, large, or medium.
Oh, all right.
That and you sometimes you get a free donut with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't bother with the donuts. I don't really eat the donuts.
I
So
don't
I
care for the donuts, the sugar. I try to stay away from the sugar.
tell you, after they
Yeah.
tell me I gotta lose a little weight, please. I said it's
Mhm.
not easy when you give me prednisone. See,
Oh, yeah, because that caused the weight gain, right?
yes, because I had got down to 185 and it came back up. I said,
Oh,
you know what? I'm getting crazy. I said, I'm trying, but yet you give me the prednisone. I can't.
yeah, prednisone, and you can't, and you have to have that for your asthma, right?
Yes, if the pain, if I have like chest pain, feeling chest pain or feeling tight, they tell
Mm-hmm.
me to take it. So
Okay.
I do take it, but sometimes I try to ignore it and don't take it because I said, if I take it like they want me to take it, I'd be big as a house.
Yeah, I know what you mean. All right, Catherine, let's go back. Now you've got some sentences. Let's write
Okay,
at
okay,
least two sentences, and then the other part you can do
okay.
as your homework summer, the first summer assignment for the homework. But I want you to write at least two statements. How
Okay, I did.
concerned or why are you concerned? You can word it
I
exactly
am
how
very
it could be. Why are you concerned about the future of the planet? You said you concerned, but then why? Just write two answers to why you concerned about the future of the planet based on climate change.
why? Because the way things are going right now with the blackouts and
Right, what
and
you said. I am concerned about the future of the planet because of the blackouts. What else? Go ahead
okay,
and write just what you just said. Good
okay.
sentence.
I am very concerned
About the future of the planet. Right here. About the future of the planet.
and put the why. Why? Because of the blackouts.
No, I am
Very concerned about the future of the planet. That's
okay.
what I wrote.
Okay, let me.
Because I had said
I am
very
very
concerned
concerned
about the future of the planet
about the future of the planet because what?
because of the blackouts
Of the blackouts. Anything else?
and the floods that we've been having.
And the floods that have occurred. Okay, that's one sentence. Now give me another one.
Occur. Oh, and
Or you want to say the floods that we have had. It's okay.
I
The
forget the
floods
flood.
that you said the floods that we
Uh-huh.
no, when you didn't say what I just said occurred. You said
Oh,
and the
the black.
floods that we what? I want to write what you said.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, because of the flood. I
The
mean, the black.
blackouts and the
The
floods
flood
that
we have. We had.
okay, the floods we had. Okay. All right. Now that's your sentence one. Now what about sentence two?
Ay,
Yeah,
ay,
we
ay.
only need another sentence.
Mm. Mm.
But don't start with I. You've used your I for this
Don't use the I for this one. Okay.
one. Okay.
Oh wow! I guess that. Okay, I was getting ready to say. Okay, wait a minute. Ay, ay, ay. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Oh no.
So start with something else other than I.
Everything that I'm thinking, it start with I.
No, you can state something and
Hold on, let
showing
me
your
see.
concern without saying I.
We are concerned. I'm trying to think of what kind of. Okay, wait a minute. I don't know. I don't even know what the.
Think of some. Okay.
Let me see. I'm trying to think of what
Think
else
of
could I put.
something you could do and start it with a either a verb or adjective.
Okay, wait a minute. Um, I'm trying to think about the right. It can could be one, right? Like you said,
Mhm.
can I? Can. Let me see. It's can. The could be used, right?
Mhm.
The.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what can I use with that. I don't even know what the. I don't know what to write for the second paragraph.
No,
Second.
this is second sentence.
I don't know what to write for the second sentence. Yeah. I don't know what to write, Miss.
Making. Give you a word to start with. Making. What could go after making?
Making changes for the climate. For our climate. Making changes for our climate would would
Now you're not making changes for our climate now.
wait a minute,
We're
making what
talking
is
climate change now.
oh making climate change
Making changes what?
for our They can change it for our individual. No. If we make a change. Is it for our future?
Say the whole sentence.
Making changes for our future.
That's not a whole sentence yet.
Wait a minute, making.
Making changes to combat climate
Wait a minute.
change.
Making
And
changes
then finish that. Making
Wait a minute.
changes to combat
To combat.
climate change, and then write what comes behind that. What does that require?
What do that require is that they would have to hey. They have to be responsible and making changes to combat climate changes. I don't know what will come up with that. Okay, making changes to combat climate changes. They would have to stick to stuff that they were supposed to do.
Like
So
what?
that's not.
What are they supposed to do?
Yeah. They have to talk over stuff about what they're gonna do. Put the things in place for it to work.
Okay, making changes to combat climate change. Okay, you said requires what?
Requires I forgot what I just said. Okay, to put things in order, to talk over what they're supposed to do.
So requires talk over is communication, right? Making changes to combat climate changes to combat climate change requires communication of what?
Communication of what they're gonna do to get it started.
Communication of what should be done. Okay, you just leave it at what would be. Making changes to combat climate change requires communication of what should be done. Period. You have that, Catherine?
Yes, I got that.
Read it back.
Okay, making changes to combat changes requires
Climate change.
climate change. Wait a minute, hold up. Making changes.
Start over. Making
Okay. Making changes to combat climate changes requires.
climate change, no changes.
Okay.
Just change.
I keep saying.
Climate change
Requires communication of what should be done.
Yep. Okay. So you got started. Now your homework, your first summer practice will be to complete these sentences. All right. So write those down that we just went over, and then answer the other questions that you see here. And then that would be your first assignment. All right.
Yes. Okay, you got it already on here, right? On the bulletin. You got that what you want me to do on there? I gotta write it down. You want me to write that down, what you just told me, right?
Yeah, you've got you've written, okay, so summer
Practice.
assignment. This is writing. Number 1, writing. Okay, answer questions on climate change from text. That
From what?
was from the text that I sent you, the text you're looking at right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now let's go into your favorite subject.
Oh no.
I hope I have.
Okay.
Okay. College math practice. Let's see.
Number 3.
Yes. College.
And let me get the map up. Yeah.
Let's see. Here we go.
Let
You
me
see
see
it? College math practice
Yes,
number
I
3.
got it. Yes, I got it.
Okay, Catherine. Let's look at number 1. Should I make it bigger?
Yeah, I got the paper in front of me.
Okay.
I got him to print out the paper too, but I can look at your thing.
Okay. All right. Let's make it bigger. Okay.
Okay.
Now read number 1. Tell me how you would solve it.
Okay. The machine is currently set to a feed rate of 5.9, 21 inches per minute, IPM. The machine is changed this setting to 6.088 IPM. By how much did the machinist increase the feeder? Okay, let me see. You subtract that.
That's right. What do you get?
Hold on, I didn't do it. Just trying to figure it out. Hold on. I'll tell you in a minute. Just give me a minute.
What did you get for your answer?
Okay,
Answer.
0.167
Yep. Answer A, B, C, or D.
is A.
Hey, that is correct. Very good. Let's see. That is correct. Okay. Answer A. Okay. Now, number 2. You're putting these in from least to greatest, right?
Okay, which of the following correctly order the value of order the value above from least to greatest? Uh-oh.
Okay. All right. Now that means you've got to get them all in the same format, right? So if they are percent or decimal or fractions, you want to get them all in the same format.
Now that's what I always get mixed up about.
Let's see what this for, and this doesn't look right. Let's see if I printed it out. If I have a copy of it, I don't think I printed it out. Okay, I'll go over this one with you. I don't think I printed this out. No, I didn't. Okay. All right. Now, what you can do, Catherine, is they're in different formats. Like this is a percent, this is a decimal, this is a fraction. This is a percent. This is a fraction. This is a decimal. Decimal, percent. I'm sorry, decimal, percent, decimal. Decimal, percent, fraction. All right. Now, this one should be, this should be 3/4.
Okay.
Well, that's the same as the other one. Let's see. I'm not sure this is, there's an error here somewhere. Well, that first one is 3/4. I think this was 4/3.
Okay.
Let's see, I'll just make it 4/3. Okay, this is 4. Let's underline that. And put a 3 here. Let's put a 3. All right. No. Sorry, this is 3/4. I think they were all fractions, decimals, and percent. See, this one was 3/4. Let's see. Let me take that out. Okay, that's 3/4. This one is 3/4. So you got decimals, fractions, and percents.
Mm-hmm.
Let me underline this. Okay, so this would be okay, so that's 3/4. And then this one, that would be a 4. Okay. Bring that. Okay. Now, so we want to put these in, we want to find out the one. Okay, from least to greatest. Okay, so
Okay.
so to do that, we need to get them all in the same format, right?
Okay.
Put this here. Okay, so let's do this. I'll put this all on the next page so we can just work with one. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, so 3/4, 3/4, I'm using a slash. Okay, 3/4 equals 0.75, right? Because
Yeah.
3/4 is 75 cents. Think of money, right?
Yeah.
I'll put it like this. 3/4 is 75 cents, right?
Huh?
Okay, 0.075%. Let me just take this one. Catherine, remember how to convert a percent to a decimal?
I should. I better hope so. Let me
How
see.
do you convert a percent to a decimal?
It's like is it 75 over 100, like that. 75 over 100.
Well, you'd have to divide 0.75. Okay, so this would be equal to, well, you shift your decimal point 2 places to the left, or you divide it by 100.
So you
Okay.
put
So if I move my decimal point 2 places to the left, I'd have 0.0075.
okay.
Okay, because as a percent, I'd move it to the right and that become 0.75%. As a decimal, I move 2 places to the left, that becomes 0.0075. So I have 0.075, and then the 0.075 just stays as the decimal. That's 0.0. That's already decimal. All right. So let's make this bigger. Okay, I'll make them all bigger. Now you can see them all as decimals. Now, do you see the answer, Catherine?
Okay. Let me see. It's D.
It says from least to greatest.
Isn't it D? Is it D? Hold on. I can't see that.
From least to greatest. So of these three, which one is the smallest? 0.75, 0.0075, 0.0. So which one is the smallest?
0.75.
No.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
This is 75 over 100. This is 75 over 10,000.
0.75.
And this is 75 over 1,000. So which one is the smallest?
Is it 0.075? No,
No,
it's
this one is the smallest.
0.075.
0.00.
Five. Yes.
This is the smallest one right here, Catherine. Smallest. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the next.
The biggest.
This would be the next one, and this is the biggest one here. Smallest, largest. Okay. So smallest, largest, and this would be the one in the middle. Okay.
The middle?
Yeah. In other words, smallest, middle, largest. Now, so we said from least to greatest. So which one matches, which one has 0.75% as the smallest?
Let me see which one. Oh, wait a minute. I'll tell you in just a minute.
A, B, C, or D?
It is B.
Well,
make sure.
hold on. Well, actually 0.75% as the smallest is in both A and B, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Both A and B?
No, they both have this. So that means you can eliminate C and D because they don't have 0.75% as the first one. That's the smallest, right?
I had said D before, but I thought you said it wasn't D.
No, it wasn't what?
D. I had said D.
No, D you can eliminate.
Oh, okay.
See, the smallest one is the 0.75%.
So it's B. It's B. It's B.
And it's not B.
It's not.
3/4 is the largest. So 3/4 has to be at the end, the last one. So what's the answer?
Is A.
A. That's right. A. Answer A. But see, once you find the one that's the largest, I mean the smallest, then you look at the choices and only 2 have the 0.75% as the smallest. So it's between A and B, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, but it's not B, because B has 3/4. 3/4 is the largest. 3/4, see right here is 0.75.
Yes.
So 3/4 has to be at the end. So A is correct. 0.75% is the smallest. 0.075 is the next one. That's why I said middle. And then the biggest one is 3/4. Got
Okay.
it?
Yes. I
So,
think I do.
okay, so in order to compare them, you've got to get them in the same format. So that means you want to get the percent as a decimal and the fraction as a decimal. Okay, so this, once you do that, let me just put it how it will look. All right, so 0.0075, that's the smallest. The next one is 0.075, that's the next.
Mm-hmm.
And the fraction 3/4 is the next, right? But this 0.0075 was a 0.75%. So that's why I
Mm-hmm.
say between A and B. Then the next one, 0.075, that would be right here for A, right?
Yes.
0.075. And then
Yes.
the last one, the fractions
So
3/4.
3/4. Yes. Okay. I
Got
got
it?
it. Yes.
Okay. All right, let's do one more. Okay, that was number 2. Now, Catherine, this is a multiplication.
Yes. I see that.
So multiply that out for me and then
Mhm.
point it off and tell me what you get.
Okay. Wait just a minute. I'm trying to do it.
Okay. 2.84 by 3.9.
Wait a minute. I'm getting a little bit mixed up here. Hold on.
2.84 times 3.9. And then
Yeah.
you're going to point it off 3 places, right?
Yes.
Because you have 2 places here, the
0,
2.84
0.
in one place here. So your product, that's what you get when you multiply, would be pointed off 3 places. So what did you get?
I didn't finish it. Hold on. I'm trying
Okay.
to get it.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure it out now. That's 12.
I'm going to put this all on the next
Wait a minute. I gotta get
page.
crazy. Hold on. I'm trying to get this. I'm mixing it up right now.
You tell me what the answer is.
I'll tell you in a minute. I'll tell you in a minute. I hope this is right.
Okay. A, B, C, or D?
Wait just a minute. I'm still trying to get it. 8. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Is it B?
Very good, Catherine. Very good. That's what it is, B.
Yes,
Nice.
I'm sitting up there trying to get that.
Okay. All right. All right. You remember how we round? Number
What is
4 is a rounding problem.
Okay, let me see.
All right.
What is rounded?
Round to the nearest hundredth. Now, you know the hundredth, this is the tenth. The second digit here is the hundredth. So we want to round 0.8637 to the hundredth. and the 6 is in the hundredths place. So what would be the answer?
Would it be C?
You round into the hundredths, Catherine. That's
Wait
the
a minute,
second
wait a minute.
digit.
Hold on, wait a minute.
What would be the answer?
Okay.
Remember tenths, remember place value, tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000. So what would be your answer?
0.863.
No, that's thousandths.
It's A. It gotta be A.
Hey, that's right. Hey,
It gotta be A.
that's it, because tenths, hundred, and
Yes.
the 3 is less than 5. So only if it
Yes.
was 5 or greater would we go
A.
up to 7. So it can't be D because 3 is less than 5. So we drop the 3, 7, and round to 0.86. Got it?
Okay. Yes.
Righty, okay. Let's go to number 5.
Okay.
60% of what numbers equal to 30? Okay, let me make this bigger.
Let me see.
In other words, which one of those numbers you multiply by 0.6 and you get 30?
Okay, it would be. I'm not tell you in a minute.
Which of those numbers you multiply?
Would it be 2?
No.
Wait a minute.
Remember I said you multiply the number by
That's it.
0.6, 60 over 100. So it's got, if it's 60% of it is 30, then the number's got to be bigger than 30. So it can be only what?
That's 50.
That's right, D.
50.
Yeah, because see, this one, 60% of what number is equal to 30. For part of it to be 30, the number itself's got to be bigger than 30. The only one number bigger than 30 is 50. But you say point, the way you solve it though, you just say 0.6 times 50 equals 30. That's your answer. Or 60% of n is 30, n is 30 over 0.6.
Okay.
So so your answer would be, let's just give you another way, 30 divided by, let me just put divided by 0.6. 0.6. Because 60% is, when you make it a decimal, it's 0.60, right?
Yes.
Put that in, okay. Okay, so when you make the when you make this a decimal, 60%, just put this here, 60% is equal to, remember I said the shift 2 places to the left, it would be 0.60. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, got it, Catherine?
Yes, I think I have it. I think.
Okay.
If not,
So,
I'll be calling you.
yeah, 60%. You better not say I be again.
I will call you.
That's it, Catherine. Very good.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Let's do number 6.
Okay, what is that Pierce
Okay,
number?
okay.
Okay,
Let
let me
me,
see if I
wait.
remember how to do that.
Okay, let me make this bigger. Okay, now, Catherine, I'm going to the next. Okay, so the answer here we have D. Okay, so let me put this all on the next page. Okay, now the next problem, let's see, says 4/3 divided by 1/6 equal to P. So you remember the how you divide when you divide by a fraction? What do? You remember
Okay,
the
you have
rule?
to put 4 4/3 and 1/6. Is that how you do it?
No, divide by a fraction. You flip the divisor and multiply,
Okay, so
right?
okay, 3/4 times 6/1.
Undo that. Okay.
Is that the way you flip it?
Say it. No, you flip the divisor. Divisor is 1/6.
Divide and 1/6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you leave the 4/3.
The way that's not the divisor, so you leave that just the way it is.
4/3 times 6/1. Okay, 6 times 4 is 24.
So that 4/3 becomes 4/3 times 6/1. So multiply that out, Catherine. What do you get?
Okay, I got 24/3.
Okay, and 24/3 is equal to what? Let me make that bigger.
24/3 is
All right, 24/3. And what's 24/3 equal to?
is oh okay.
What number times 3 equals 24? That's what you're asking
It's
yourself.
4.
What
4.
number times 3 equal 24?
8.
8. That's right, Catherine. Very good. Now, so 8 falls between which of these numbers? A, B, C, or D?
D.
That's it. You got it. 8 is between 7 and 9. That's your answer.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
But remember your rule for dividing fractions.
I gotta look them back up.
Invert the fraction, invert the divisor, and multiply. Okay. So let me just put that here. Dividing fractions. Okay. Okay, I'll just put flip divisor and multiply. So you do two things. Flip the divisor and then multiply. Your divisor is the one that says divided by. That's right here. So you leave the numerator the same, 4/3. Flip the divisor, 1/6 becomes 6/1. And then you multiply. Got it?
Yes, man.
Okay, so that's number 6. Now let's do some inequalities. You remember your greater than, your less than signs?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me make this bigger. You tell me which one is greater than and which. Oh, I put it down there for you, actually. I want you to remember them, though. Anyway, I put them. That's less than, that's greater than.
Which of the following equals is true?
Which of the following inequalities is true? Now, what you want to do, Catherine, to get so you can really, there are a couple of ways to do it. You could put them all over the same denominator, or you could just make them fractions. I don't know which ones you want to do. You can, you could make them decimals. So you want to work with decimals, or you want to put them over the same denominator?
I guess put them over the same denominator.
Okay, so let's take the 3/4
Mm-hmm.
and 5/7. Now, to get them over the same denominator, we say 7 times 4 is 28, right? So let's just make that bigger. Okay. So 3/4 would be equal to, and we put them all over 28. So that would be 21/28, right?
21/28.
Yeah, 7 times 3 is 21, and 7 times 4 is 28. And then 5/7, we want to put this over 28. That would be what? 4 times 5 is 20.
Yes, 4 times 5
and
is
4
20.
times 7 is 28. Okay, now, so we have 21/28 and 20. Is 21/28 less or greater than 20/28?
Greater. It's greater.
It's greater. So that means this one is a no. That's not true. So we can say no, that was not true, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the 2/3 and the 5/6. 2/3 is what over 6, Catherine?
2/3 is 6.
2
right?
over 3.
Is
That's
6.
equal to what number over 6?
3/6.
No, how do you go from 3 to 6? What do you multiply by?
3 times 2 is
Yeah, so
6.
it's 6. So you multiply 2 times 2. That's
2 times
4.
2,
And
yes.
2 times 3 is 6, right? So is 4/6 greater than 5/6? Yes or no?
No.
No, it's less. 4/6 is less, right? So there's a no. Right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, now let's go to, so this is a no. Because
Yes.
4/6 is not greater, it's less than. Let's go to the 5/8 and 6/10. Let's make these 80, right?
Okay.
So 5/8 is what over 10?
5, wait a minute, 5/8 is
It's what
40.
number over 10?
40/10?
No. How do you go from 8 to 80? What do you multiply by?
10.
So you got to multiply 5 by 10. So that'll be 50 over 80, right? Now let's go to 6/10. What would that be over 80, Catherine?
60/80.
No, 6/10 will be what number over 80? How do you go from 10 to 80? What do you multiply by?
10. 10. Oh, wait a minute. You said 10/80?
No, how do you go? Okay. 10 times what number gives 80?
8.
8. So you have to multiply your 6 by 8. So that would be 48/80. All right. Because 10 times 8 is 80. So you multiply, okay, 10 times 8. So we multiply by 8, then multiply the 8 by the 6. That's 48. Now, is 50/80 greater than 48/80? Is that true or yes? That's a yes.
True.
So that's it. That's it. One that's true. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me put that. Okay, so this one would be a yes.
Okay.
So that would be a yes. Okay, so that would be YES. Okay, so what's the answer?
It is C.
Answer is C. Answer C. So you have to get them over the same denominator, then you can compare
Right.
them.
Okay.
So answer C. Okay. So
Okay.
put that answer. All right. Now our very last one. This was a little involved, Catherine. I want to see how you're thinking here, though.
Okay.
Let's work it out. I think you can do it.
I think we did this one before too. I think.
We probably
I'm not
did.
sure.
Okay,
Carol,
in that
I
case, then you
think
can do
I'm
it.
not sure. I'm not sure, but it looks familiar. Carol worked
Yeah.
at the bookstore and a restaurant.
So she has
And
two jobs, okay?
she has a bookstore and a restaurant, and in a 28-day period. Carol worked 1/4 of the day at the bookstore and did not work 1/4 the of the days of the days. On the remaining days, Carol worked at the restaurant. How many days did Carol work at the restaurant during the 28 days? Okay, the books at the restaurant. She worked 1/4
So how
of
many
the day.
how many days did she work at the
But
bookstore?
the bookstore, she worked 1/4
So
of the
how
day.
okay, so in a 28-day period, 1/4 of 28 would be equal to what, Catherine?
4 days.
No,
Wait a minute.
1/4 times 28.
1/4 times 28.
That's the bookstore, right? So what's
Yeah.
1/4? What's 28 divided by 4?
28 divided by 4.
Mhm.
Okay, wait a minute. 7 days.
Yep,
Is it 7?
yep, that would be 7. So 7 days at the bookstore.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now,
Okay.
1/14 of the days she didn't work. So let's just put then 1/14 times 28. And what's that equal to? That's the days
Is it 7 times 28?
she did
Huh?
not work.
Is that 7 times 4?
No, 1/14 times 28. What's 28 divided by 14?
28 divided by 14.
Mhm.
I'll tell you in a minute.
One,
One day. 1 times 14.
28 divided by 14.
Oh, 28 divided by 14. I got, okay. 11.
No,
Oh,
28 over 14.
28 over. Okay.
What's half of 28?
28 is 14.
Okay, so this will be 2. 28
Oh,
divided
okay.
by 14 will be 2, right?
Yes, that's
2
like
days she did not work.
2 days she didn't know.
Okay, Catherine. 7 days in the bookstore. 2 days she did not work. In 28 days, how much is left?
Wait a minute.
I think you can solve it from here.
Wait a minute. 2, 7. Is it D?
No,
Oh, got a
D is
time.
the days at the bookstore, the days she did not work. You're trying to
Okay.
find how many days. Look at what you're looking for. How many days did Carol work at the restaurant?
Okay, count works.
So how would you find the days at the restaurant? You know how many days in the bookstore, you know how many days she did not work. How would you find the days at the restaurant? We're trying to find the number of days at the restaurant. How would you find that?
Do you subtract?
Subtract what? You're right. What would I
How many?
subtract?
28 from
What's the total number of days?
28.
28. What would I subtract from that?
Would you subtract not 14? It wouldn't be 14, right?
No.
Would
You
be
know how many days she worked at the bookstore. You know how
She
many
worked
days
7
she did
days.
not work.
She worked 7 days at the bookstore.
2 days she did not work.
So
So
do you
what?
subtract? Do you subtract 5 from that,
No,
or is it 2?
no. 3 things going on here. Days at the bookstore, days she did not work,
2
days at
days,
the restaurant. They
7,
add up to
7.
28. So what do I subtract from the 28?
Don't you subtract 2 from 28?
No, there's 3 things, Catherine.
Okay, she worked at the
What
bookstore
adds up
7
to
days.
28? Tell me what adds up to 28.
4 adds up to 28.
No, in words, what adds to 28, the total? But Carol, what days add up to 28? Tell me in words. Days at the bookstore, days she did not work,
Days at the
days at the
bookstore.
restaurant. No, they all add up to 28.
Okay, so
So what do I subtract from 28
you
to get
subtract.
the days at the restaurant?
Okay, she works 7 days at the bookstore.
2 days she did not work. Days that's left over will be the days at the restaurant. How do I find that? 28 minus what?
You got to minus the 2 first, right?
No, tell me everything I subtract from the 28.
Okay, you subtract the 2 from the 28. And you subtract 14.
No, I subtract her bookstore days and the days she did not work. So this will be minus
Okay.
7
Okay.
plus the
And 2.
2, right? I have
Yes,
to
okay.
subtract the sum of those, right?
Okay, so
What's 7 plus 2?
7 plus 2 is 9.
And what's 9 from 28?
Okay, 9 from 28. Is it 29? Where did I get the minute?
No, I have to get something
28.
less than 28. You subtracting.
Hold on, let me get this again. Hold on, let me
9
get it.
from 28.
No, hold on, just for a minute. You take the 7 from that. Okay,
7 plus 2 is what, Catherine?
7 plus 2 is 9.
Now subtract 9 from 28.
Oh, you want? It's 19.
That's it. Very good.
I got confused because you said added in. Okay.
Yeah. You could have
Okay.
said 7 from 28 is 21, and then 2 from 21 is
I
19.
just got
But
confused
it's
with
7
that.
plus 2. The day,
Okay.
so what adds up to the 28? Days at the bookstore, days she
Yeah.
did not work, days at the restaurant. They add up
Okay.
to 28. Got it?
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Okay, Catherine, we're gonna stop here. We covered a lot.
That was good. Yes.
Okay, so
He did
I'll
good.
I'll probably give you another math
Okay.
along with your prompt
Okay.
on the climate change. All right, that would be your first uh homework. Now that will be due by a week from tomorrow.
A week from tomorrow.
Yeah, the 5th, August 5th. Okay, so you've written answer to part of your questions. You can write answers to the at least, well, you don't have to do all the questions. Just select the ones you want to answer and then
And just
answer
and
under
just
climate change, right? And
yes.
then I'll give you another math sheet for you to work on. Okay.
Okay. That one. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
Catherine. Any
Thank
questions
you.
on what we
Okay. So I want to finish this, send it to you.